One of the most beautiful things that is happening on the planet right now is that we are connecting more with animals. And the reason that we want to think of this consciously and as a blessing is because a lot of people are feeling right now like people are not as kind as they could be to each other, that we live in a difficult time, that people are struggling. But actually, if you look at the way that animals are being treated around us with a greater consciousness, it's clear that the planet is in fact rising. Humanity is rising in its ability to feel more compassion, more empathy, more goodness, if you will, to the other inhabitants of the planet. There are more people that are concerned about tree life. But particularly today, I want to talk about animals and our kindness towards them. If you think back towards the time in which maybe your grandparents or your parents or other civilizations treated animals, it was far different. Now you have a lot more efforts towards conservation, a lot more efforts towards, maybe not completely excluding meat from our diets, but to certainly eat it in a more compassionate way, to treat it humanely, to thank it. If you take an animal from its normal habitat to eat it, then you are aware that it's a blessing. Of course, Native Americans and indigenous peoples have known this for centuries. This is nothing new. But it is a rising of consciousness for the planet. This is a good sign. It shows us that we are all becoming more thoughtful, more connected to source. You want to be able to see animals as your guides and your teachers, your friends. They're blessings and they have good. They are here to lower your stress, in some cases to provide food, companionship, and lessons to protect you. There are a million ways that animals are beneficial to us, and the contracts that they have made are to assist us. So as you begin to see and note that the animals around you are being treated more humanely, they're being loved. I rescued a dog once. He came to me from a rescue society, and he is a golden retriever, and he'd been shot, I don't know, like 6 times, I think with a pellet gun or something. His teeth had been broken and one thing and another, and he was such a beloved part of our family. We couldn't understand how anybody could have mistreated this animal. Well, he had been found in a field near a farm where golden retrievers were just bred, and I don't know, maybe this one didn't fit the needs of whatever they were doing any longer. So I guess they released him apparently, and he'd been shot. Well, I had a workman in here, a young boy, and when I was telling the story, he immediately said, "Oh, where was he?" He said, a lot of times we just shoot at animals out in the country. I hope I was a good example by showing him how much love and appreciation that dog received in our home, so that he would understand that that's not funny. That's not a behavior. That may have been a young person's idea of fun, but it's not kind. It doesn't serve a purpose. These animals are here to be loved. I'm happy to say that golden retriever was with me for a long time. He was tough, but we need to be examples of kindness and gentleness to other people who maybe have not experienced that in their own families. Well, you see more of this now. You see the consciousness of this rising. You see love being spread. And as we learn it from animals, and as we begin to process that and send it out ourselves by taking more care of our animal friends and our sea creatures and things like that, more of the planet is available to us for good. It is a lesson between us and the creatures of this planet to learn how to love. It is a contract, and embodying that raises our ascension in order to be kinder, gentler, wiser, more connected to source. You know, in the story of Noah's Ark, it's said that Noah took the animals 2 by 2. Well, in some cases, this story is meant to show us that the animals were that important to the Creator, that He provided for them, right? Perhaps if we take the story literally, when He was ready to not experience humanity, when He was disappointed in humanity, He made a space and a plan for His beautiful creatures. So if that story has any relevance to us whatsoever, it's to remind us that that's how important animals are.